welcome to Freckle Finance. Today my video is going to be a financial independence update. If you're new to this channel, make sure you click that subscribe button below so you can follow mine and my husband's journey to financial independence. I also do other finance videos as well as just lifestyle videos. I had a comment a few days ago on one of my videos asking how living in California or buying a house would affect our financial independence. So I thought it was a great time. It's been a while since I've updated you guys on about what our financial independence date is going to be. So first of all, I just want to state that it's difficult to come up with an exact number right now because things are very up in the air about whether we're going to buy a house or not. However, if we end up going with the 15-year mortgage, it would be about the same as renting, except that the house would go up in value potentially. And what I mean by that is the amount that we would put towards a house that we would not get back would be about equivalent to what we pay in rent currently right here. However, this house would be much nicer and a lot bigger, and also has the potential to increase in value, also the potential to decrease in value. There's a lot of risks in buying a house. However, the last point that I said, the retirement age for us, or financial independence age, was going to be 46. Now, moving here has dramatically decreased it. We do live in a very expensive area, but when we decided to move here, it was going to be that we were going to save enough that would either throw back our date of financial independence, or we could upgrade, or a mix of both, which is likely what we're going to do. So with the calculations that I've done, if we buy a house on a 15-year mortgage, and this is just like the most that we would even do for a mortgage, so it could be different if we go for a cheaper house, is 38 years old. So that's the date of financial independence. Now keep in mind that would not be financial independence in Northern California. This would be going back, not in Toronto, but about an hour from Toronto, where we plan to live if we ever do decide to stop working. So yes, the age is 38 if we own a house. If we don't own a house, or we go with the 30-year mortgage, it'll be somewhere between 40 and 42. So as you can tell, the simple fact of moving here, and as long as we keep everything to plan, has actually lowered our date of financial independence. 38, however, is way too early to be retiring. We will obviously have children still at home at that age. I mean, we don't have children yet. I'm 28. That makes a child, 9 to 10 years old. So the oldest child. So it really depends. If we're here, and if we have children here and they're doing really well and the schools are great and we're enjoying it here, we may not take advantage of being able to be financially independent in Canada, and we may stay here and work longer. No matter what, we are going to be able to retire here before the age of 65. I do not have the numbers, but once you have a big lump of money, it gets even better. And also by the age of 65, we would have a house paid off for sure if we got a 30-year mortgage. And on top of that, if we got a 15-year mortgage, it would have been paid off way, way earlier. So we wouldn't need as much additional income. However, the numbers I gave you with the 38 to 42 years old does take into consideration selling the house here and moving elsewhere. And that's the best number I can give you currently for when we will be financially independent. And I should say that I did do future budgets. I'm kind of a crazy budgeter. I do budgets for all sorts of scenarios. When you're buying a house, you need to take into consideration your future and how much it's going to cost for everything in the future. So this does take into consideration having 2 children, saving a bit of money for university for them, and some activities. So this is not like, once the children come, how are we going to be able to afford it? This accounts for children in this factor. When we do buy a house and we know how much the mortgage payments are going to be and what our tax deductions are going to be, etc., I will definitely give you an update. If we choose not to buy a house, I will do an accurate update then. But for now, it's a little bit up in the air. It is a 4-year difference, but it is still, no matter what, as long as the market doesn't crash repeatedly and just bang, 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 we literally lose all our money, which is, honestly guys, it's really unlikely. It's not something to fear if you're diversified. Then we will be retiring earlier here, we will be financially independent earlier here than we would have if we stayed in Toronto, and that was with me working. So if that doesn't explain why we chose to come here, I mean, we can be financially independent earlier, and this is excluding me working. So either I can work and we could lower that money or increase our lifestyle a bit, or I can stay at home with children and not work. This is obviously when I'm allowed to work, of course. So I'm always excited when our financial independence date decreases, and it will always be that way. I can't imagine that it'll decrease much more, because the way I did the calculations this time versus the way I was doing them back when I was in Canada was different, because we were doing a Coast FI number, and I did a video explaining how that worked out. But this time I literally spent a lot of time crunching a lot of numbers with interest rates and all these other factors and different budgets throughout time, etc., etc. But like I said, when we do have it figured out what we're going to do, and even if we're not going to buy a house like now, it doesn't mean we're not going to buy one in the future, but when we have more of an idea of what we plan to do, I will definitely make another video as well. Stay tuned for the next video where I go over whether we got approved for a mortgage, if we did, what the details are. So that's my next video. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. And remember, no matter what your financial situation is, make sure to have a great day. Bye.